Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Wildcrow and today I'm gonna show you how to process and mix vocals for pop electronic styles like the Kid Laroi, Lipa and artists like this. But you're gonna realize that this is the same for all the genres, just change some things. As you probably know, apart from these YouTube videos and my own music, I work for other people. Sometimes I mix and master electronic songs, sometimes I mix and master trap songs, sometimes I mix and master pop music. And this time a singer called George Redwood sent me a song and tell me, hey, can you mix this? And I said, of course. And well, I think it's a good idea to show you how to do it. And well, just leave a like, subscribe so you don't miss any more tutorials, and let's get to it. But yes, please subscribe. So this artist only sent me these 3 stems. Later what we can do maybe is take these background vocals, clone it here, pitch this one a bit up, this one a bit down, maybe take this vocal, the main vocal, and also clone it, things like this. I kind of really play you Stay by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber because of copyright, but it has a kind of similar touch, similar style. Of course the Stay is way faster, but the kind of color of the song I'm mixing is similar. So now let's listen to it. So as you can see, obviously the balance is not right, and the vocals, as you can hear, doesn't have a good color, a good sound, good compression, all of that. So let's go with it. Let's go first with the main vocal, and the first thing I always like to do is to use an EQ. The first thing obviously is gonna be a low cut. You can see all of this low end rumble. And it seems here is good, but my advice is to go through the song, checking all the parts, because maybe he changes the octave and there's some parts that sings lower, and maybe we're cutting those parts and we don't want this. So it seems not, so it's good here. And then this singer has a problem that it boosted too much here, it sounds so nasal. Obviously this is because of the microphone, not because of him, but just reduce a little bit. Nothing to say because I'm walking away. There's a resonance here that I'm gonna cut. I ain't got nothing to say. After this I'm gonna put a de-esser for the S and the F sounds, and I like to use the Pro DS. I always use the single vocal because if you use the all around it's just gonna be like a multiple compression. I ain't got nothing. As you can see, it's reducing all the time, not only on the S's. I ain't got nothing to say. And something like this for now is enough, maybe a little bit less. Maybe later we control it a bit more if it's needed. And then here comes the magic, is Soothe. You know I love this plugin. This is gonna cut all the resonance but in a dynamic way. So click the delta so you can hear why we're reducing. And yeah, by boosting we're reducing. Reduce a bit more here. And some on the highs. Of course this is too much. I'm gonna increase the selectivity and the sharpness, so this way we take only the important ones. And this is too much, so reduce a bit the mix. Before, after. It sounds a bit tighter and cleaner. Now we're gonna start with the compression, and here a good tip is to compress in different parts of the vocal processing. First, because if you use different compressors it's gonna sound more transparent. If you use just one compressor using 20 dBs, it's gonna sound worse than if you use 4 compressors using 5 dBs. And also because this way we compress in different parts of the processing after applying some different techniques, some different EQs, boosting, reductions, and all of this. So this way we keep the vocal compressed all the time. I'm gonna start with RVOCs. This is so simple to use. Just reduce here and reduce also the gain, so this way we keep the volume. How much? I try not to reach the 6 dB reduction because otherwise it's gonna sound a bit too compressed. I ain't got nothing to say. Doesn't sound good. I ain't got nothing to say because I'm walking away. Something like this. Let's go to the loudest part. Now I'm happy that it's over. It's good. And now comes another kind of magic plugin that they always use, that is Nectar 3, because it's gonna process the vocal for us. Yes, it's gonna do it by itself. Just click on Vocal Assistant, Assist, and now you can choose the way you prefer. You know, you can combine everything. I always use the modern and moderate, and now just play your vocal. Now what this does is to analyze the vocal, to apply some EQs, some compression, some de-essing, and some reverb. So well, it's finished, and as you can see it applied some different kind of plugins. The gate is not being used, and I don't like to use this reverb, so I just delete them. And now what I do is I mute all of them and I check one by one, and then if I need to change something I just do it. So this is before and after. This EQ is good. I check this de-esser. Usually it reduces too much. Now I'm happy that it's over. It's not reducing that much today, so it's good. Now the EQ, probably I'm not gonna really like this one because of the boost here. Now I'm happy that it's over. Now I'm happy that it's over. I'm gonna reduce a little bit, but it's not that bad. I thought it would sound more nasal, and reduce a bit here. Now I'm happy that it's over. It brings a bit more brightness to the vocal. And now the compressor. Now I'm happy that it's over. Yeah, maybe this one is too much. Reduce it a little bit. Now I'm happy that it's Now comes another thing that I like a lot to use as a match EQ. What I'm gonna do is take my vocal, I'm gonna take the Stay vocal by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber, and I'm gonna try to match the EQs. What I also gonna do is take the vocal, take another vocal that I have from this singer that I already have mixed and processed, and try to match them also, because this way I get that color that I got in that song that I like. So to do this, I'm gonna use the Ozone 9 Magic EQ. I'm gonna put this on the master, and I'm gonna click here on the apply to, I'm gonna click on capture and play my vocal.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
And now we go here to the reference, click on capture, and first I'm gonna use the other vocal from this singer.
That we're not ourselves.
As you can see in this vocal, the singer is singing way lower, so it's not really good for this match EQ. What you need to do is to try to find another part of this vocal that sings in the same octave as the song I'm mixing. This part is better. And as you can see, it's applying an EQ. I like to use a bit of smooth and a bit more of this. And now, just with the gain match, so this way we don't change the volume, we compare on our song before and after this EQ.
Now I'm happy that it's over. Now I'm happy that it's over.
Maybe not this boost here, but the rest I think is good. Now what I'm gonna do is do the same, but with Stay by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber, so this way I have another reference point and then I choose the one I prefer. Okay, so it's a kind of similar EQ, you know, a bit of reduction here, a bit of boost here. So now just check which one is better.
Now I'm happy that it's over. I'm so glad that I won't see you no more. You'll regret this when you're sober. Go and pick your broken heart off the floor.
I think I like more this one, that is the one from the Kid Laroi. So now we need to send this magic key to our vocal because we had it in the master. And to do this, just click here and save this preset, click on drag and drag it here. And if you want to get the Nectar 3 or the Ozone 9 for free, I'm giving them on my live stream. So if you didn't know, now you know it. Subscribe and don't miss my live stream because you can get it for free. We're almost done with the main vocal, but I'm gonna add an extra EQ.
Now I'm
gonna cut this low and reduce a bit more here.
See you no more. Now I'm happy that it's over.
And I think I'm gonna reduce a bit here on the highs, like a de-esser, you know, but just with an EQ because why not? But now it's gonna reduce all the time and I don't want this, so I'm gonna click here on auto and now I'm gonna set the threshold.
Now I'm happy that it's over. I'm so glad that
so only with the S's is enabled. And to finish with this vocal, I'm gonna use a compressor, just compress a little bit, not that much, like maybe 5 dBs max.
It's over. I'm so glad that I won't see you no more.
And we're done. Thank you so much for watching this video. No, I'm joking. We still need to work on the background vocal, apply reverb, delay, and all of this. So let's go to the background vocal. Again, I start with an EQ.
Now I'm happy that it's
let's cut this and reduce a lot here.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Then we're gonna use again a de-esser, and this one is gonna be so aggressive. The background and side vocals are so good to make the main vocals sound fuller and better and with more harmonies and all of this. But they need to be side and background vocals, not main vocals. What I mean by this is that they cannot take the place of the main vocal, and to make sure that they are not more important than the main vocal, what you can do is reduce a lot the S's and the F's and the P's. And these S's and P's that are so strong are only gonna be from the main vocal, and this way that vocal is the one that is gonna stand out. So just reduce a lot.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Even more.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Now we're gonna compress it, and of course they need to be super compressed, a lot more than the main vocal.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
And to make sure they are super compressed, I'm gonna use another compressor, the CLA2A.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
So now that the main vocal and the background vocal are already processed, what we're gonna do is control the volume of the background ones.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
This is way too quiet.
I'm so glad that I won't see you no more.
Here is good. Now what we're gonna do is send these two to one bus, so just right click here, route to this track only, and create here a group. We're gonna call it vocal bus. In this bus we're gonna continue with the processing because yes, we still need to work more on the processing. So I'm gonna start with a de-esser, a soft one.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Now another soothe because I still hear some resonance.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Especially here, and I'm gonna reduce a bit more here for the S. Now another compressor to make sure these two vocals sound good together.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
A bit more.
I'm so glad that I won't see you no more.
I still think it can be a bit cleaner, so
now I'm happy that it's over.
maybe here. And now a thing I do to know if it needs more compression or not is to go here, select a part like this, you know, the quietest part and the loudest part. Go here to the bus, click here, and now click Alt-R. We're gonna render this section and we're gonna check with this waveform if it's compressed or not. I think it can be a bit more compressed because this part is way quieter than this one. So let's compress.
Now I'm happy it's over.
Just a bit more, something
I'm
like this.
so glad that I won't see you.
Especially for the loudest parts, so this way they reach the volume of the quietest parts. And last but not least, a limiter. This limiter, what it's gonna do is basically cut the peaks of the loudest parts, so this way we make sure there are no peaks.
I'm so glad that I won't see you
Something
no
like
more.
this, just for the peaks. Alright, so the processing now is done, but maybe you're thinking, Wildcrow, it sounds dry, there's no reverb, there's no delay. Yeah, of course, let's go with it. For the reverb, what I like to do is to go here, click here, and this way, this is gonna be the reverb bus, and do the same here, and this is gonna be the delay. Okay, but what kind of reverb are we gonna add? First of all, on the reverb, I like to add a delay. This way we create more space, and just something like this. You know, not that much. Now the reverb settings is what probably changes the most in the different genres of music, because it's not the same the reverb applied on hardstyle and the reverb applied on pop. So for the settings I'm gonna use something like this, but what I'm not sure is about the decay. To know the length of the decay, what I do is I go and check the reference song, in this case Stay, that I'm kind of playing because of copyright, sorry. And I realized that they have a kind of short decay, so something around here.
Now I'm happy.
Or even shorter.
Now I'm happy that
Now I'm gonna put an EQ on the reverb, and that's why I like to use reverb buses. And for this, just cut a little bit here, reduce a little bit here, and probably reduce a bit on the highs.
now I'm happy that it's over.
And for the delay, first of all, I'm gonna use a de-esser, and what maybe you're thinking, Wildcrow, why a de-esser on the delay? Because of the thing I said earlier. This way, the delay is not gonna have that much S sound, so it's gonna sound cleaner.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Reduce it a lot, and now apply the delay. I'm gonna use a ping pong delay, and I'm gonna use the 4th note. And of course, the mix to the max, because this is the bus. Now increase a bit the low cut and the high cut, so this way it sounds cleaner, and now it's like this.
Now I'm happy.
But the cool thing about the Echo Boy is that you can change the type of the delay, and I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna use the FM radio, and saturate this a little bit.
Now I'm happy.
Sounds a bit like more filtered. But of course we're gonna filter more with an EQ, so this way it doesn't interfere that much with the main vocal, and maybe just something like this.
Now I'm happy.
So now the vocal with the reverb and the delay sounds like this.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
But after going to the part where we mix the vocal with the instrumental, we can make the reverb and the delay sound way cleaner with sidechain. What I did just to put these two peak controllers on the dry signal, and then this fruity balance on the reverb and this one on the delay. What I'm gonna do is link this to this peak controller and link this to this peak controller. Just like this, inverted, and accept. And now on the delay, make sure you choose the other one. Now if we play it, it's on the top, so you need to put the bass on 0.2. Just right click, type in value, 0.2. And now we play it.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
As you can see, it's reducing when the dry signal is playing. But for the reverb it's too much, maybe just like 2-3 dB is enough. And for the delay maybe it's too less, we want a bit more.
Now I'm happy that
Like 6-7 dBs. So maybe you're thinking it's not that much, but trust me, when you have the entire song playing with all the instruments, this helps a lot. Because what you're doing is basically reduce a little bit the volume of the vocal on the delay when the dry signal is playing, and this way the dry signal can shine through a bit more. And last but not least, what we're gonna do is send these 3 buses to a last bus. And Wildcrow, why are we gonna do this? Because this way it's gonna be easier to mix. Make sure that you relink again the vocal, the dry signal to the reverb and the delay. And now to mix it with the instrumental, basically what we need to do is to balance the volume, of course, put the vocal at the right volume, but also we're gonna use this technique but with an EQ. So in the instrumental I had to play a bit of processing. As you can see, I used this EQ to make it sound a bit cleaner, but especially for this. What this is doing is reducing a bit the snare. The snare on this song was too loud, especially on the highs, and as I kind of touched the production because it's not mine, I had to do this to make sure it reduces a little bit that frequency, and this way the vocal has more space to breathe and to play. Then I used a soothe just for the snare, and just a master rebalance to increase a bit the bass because it was too quiet. So now to mix it with the vocal, basically we're gonna control the volume of this.
now I'm happy that it's over. I'm so glad that I won't see you no more.
And now what we're gonna do is go to the vocal dry bus. We're gonna open here an EQ, and basically we're gonna try to find the main spots of the vocal in the mid lows and in the mid highs.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
Around here.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
And around here. Now we're gonna send this EQ to the instrumental. You can delete it from the vocal, and we're gonna put another peak controller on the vocal. Basically what we're gonna do is control the volume of these 2 bands with this peak controller. On this case you need to make sure the bass is at 0.5. and how much do you want to reduce? My advice is like 2 dBs, maybe 3 dBs max. And to make sure how much dBs you're reducing, I like to use this one. Go here, check on the top how much I'm reducing, like 2.1, okay? And now check these 2 ones, how low they get.
Now I'm happy.
This is way too much.
Now I'm happy that it's over.
So now this before
Now I'm happy that it's over.
and after.
Now I'm
It's not a big thing, but it helps a lot. And I've been checking the song and I think I can do something extra to make it sound better, cooler and all of this. Basically what I'm gonna do is take this one and clone it here, but I'm gonna skip it a little bit. So this part is gonna be like a delay. I'm gonna do it in all the bars and I'm gonna apply a bit of EQ to filter it, a bit more reverb, a bit more delay and a bit more compression so it's tighter. And now it sounds like this.
Now I'm happy that it's over. I'm so glad that I won't see you no more. You'll regret this when you're sober. Go and pick your broken heart off the floor.
And well, basically it's done. After this, the only thing it's missing is the mastering, and in the mastering you can use the match EQ tip with the stay song. This way you get a closer sound to that reference song, and this way it sounds more like professional songs, you know, like a bit more pop, a bit better color, sounds cleaner and all of that. But I have a lot of tutorials about mastering, so you can go and watch them, because if I do it now here, this video is gonna be too long and it's gonna be so boring, and well, you're gonna skip it and I don't want you to skip it, so just go and watch those videos, you know. I'll leave you here some mastering videos. Thank you so much guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you want me to do more videos like this, like other type of vocals and all of that. And nothing else, leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.